In the ultra-competitive world of top-tier smartphones, it's always the same two phones, whether you like it or not, that stand above the rest. And these absolute monsters are going head-to-head in this comparison video. There are indeed, first, Apple's iPhone 17 Pro Max with its insanely fast A19 Pro chip, versus Samsung's Galaxy S25 Ultra with its stunning, dynamic AMOLED display and incredibly powerful Snapdragon 8 Elite chip. Now, listen folks, this is not a perfect, one-to-one comparison. These phones live in totally different ecosystems with different feature sets. For example, the Ultra here has a stylus, but the iPhone does not. Completely different worlds, right? But the goal here is simple. By the end of this video, after we break down everything that matters, speed, cameras, battery, display, you'll know exactly which one is worth your cash. So let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with design and build here. The first differentiator here is the material. We have aluminum versus titanium. The 17 Pro Max here features a redesigned camera plateau, as they call it. It's a camera plateau that is just bolder than ever. My unit here is rocking the new cosmic orange finish, which I have to admit may be just too much personality for me. I mean, the darn thing is so bold. It's so out there, right? It's loud. It's definitely an attention grabber, and the device itself is a full aluminum unibody. It stands at 6.9 inches, and at 233 grams, it's a hefty boy, but it's also well balanced, with certainly better heat dissipation than what we've seen on previous iPhones. Now, on the other hand, the Galaxy S25 Ultra is boasting a titanium frame, which is, much stronger and much more scratch resistant, and of course, more premium also. I mean, in hands, the Ultra here immediately feels more premium than the iPhone when you put them side by side. But on the other hand, it will not dissipate heat as efficiently as the aluminum that we have here. It is clearly, sturdier, it's lighter in feel, also in hands. At 218 grams, you can actually feel it. It has a more squared off design, along with that signature ultra look on the back there with those individual lenses. Personally, I like the way they look, but some people don't like those individual lenses. Now, they're both IP68 rated, and they do support eSIMs. But on top of that, the Ultra, specifically supports physical SIMs, right? So you have eSIMs here, eSIMs here as well, and then physical SIMs, but no physical SIMs here. All right, so as far as the verdict for design goes, I'm gonna give it to the S25 Ultra here. In my book, it already wins simply because it feels more premium. It's also more durable. It feels more luxurious. It's kind of a luxurious build, but there is a twist though. I'm gonna give a point to the 17 Pro Max as well, because in my book, this one wins in terms of thermals, or let's say thermal management. Right? So each one of these two gets a point for the design category. Let's go ahead and move on to display now. Starting off with the 17 Pro Max. It is, super bright with peak brightness at 3000 nits, along with a super crisp OLED with natural, true-to-life color tuning. You also get 120 Hz ProMotion here. I mean, it's always been there. You have that super high resolution with 460 ppi, a ceramic shield too, along with the new anti-glare coating. On the S25 Ultra, you get an even higher resolution and even higher PPI as well, at 498 for the PPI. It's also more saturated with, more dramatic colors, right? They're much punchier on the S25 Ultra here when compared to the 17 Pro Max. On top of that, you also get a more advanced anti-glare coating, right? I mean, when you put them side by side, you can immediately see that the anti-glare coating on the S25 Ultra is doing a much better job than that of the 17 Pro Max. And if you think about it, it makes sense, right? This is the very first time that Apple is implementing this technology on their devices, whereas Samsung is, they've been doing this for a little while now, so they know what they're doing. They've done this on the phone here, they've done it on the tablet, so they definitely know what they're doing so far. So the S25 Ultra, it boasts better outdoor clarity with that dynamic AMOLED display. It also supports 120 Hz refresh rate, just like the 17 Pro Max, and it peaks at 2600 nits in terms of brightness. And with all of that, for display, my verdict, I'm just gonna call the S25 here the winner for display. Nothing touches this, right? The display on the 17 Pro Max is definitely up there, but it's just another level with the S25 Ultra here. As I mentioned, it's just more vibrant, it's punchier, and like I already said, it has a better anti-reflective coating, especially in sharp angles. And frankly, I still prefer the Ultra's punch hole here over the iPhone's more intrusive, pill or dynamic island or whatever they want to call it. Now moving on to specs and performance, the battle here is between the A19 Pro and the Snapdragon 8 Elite. So the 17 Pro Max is the one boasting an A19 Pro silicon, and it's also comboed with 12 gigs of RAM, which, I mean, this thing is just insanely fast. It's super fluid, it's smooth, and as I mentioned already, the iPhone is wearing aluminum. And on top of that, we have a vapor chamber here, and that takes thermal management just to the next level. You definitely have less throttling here under sustained loads, right? Whether it be gaming or multitasking, however limited it is on an iPhone. But overall though, you do get top tier performance here, top tier power on the 17 Pro Max. Now, on the S25 Ultra here, we have a Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is extremely powerful as well. And it will handle, high-level gaming, multitasking with zero issues. And I said this at the beginning, it is wearing titanium, which, although light and tough, it can trap heat more than aluminum. But we also do have a vapor chamber here, and the Snapdragon 8 Elite here does a fantastic job at optimizing all of the systems here, ensuring that you get, a fantastic user experience overall, right? And as we are covering power here, specs and power, the other aspect of performance here is going to be software user experience, and that's one that I want to quickly go over. On the iPhone here, we have iOS 26. That's what the iPhone is running here. It is super smooth, it's polished as always, and very secure, in general, but also super restricted when it comes down to customization. And I'm sure you all know that already. And by the way, also, it did get glitchy on me a couple of times. It's pretty rare, but it did, and I figure I'll go ahead and mention that. The other part of software experience here, of course, is that it works pretty well with other Apple devices, right? Meaning in the ecosystem there, it's just rock solid. You get fantastic long-term support here that Apple is known for. So those are all pluses that come with the 17 Pro Max. Now, as far as Apple Intelligence goes, on the other hand, it's not bad on the 17 Pro Max, especially since, AI workloads have been optimized and they do run directly on the A19 Pro here, right? So it's pretty decent stuff, I'm gonna say, although it's not necessarily your Galaxy AI, what you would have here with the S25 Ultra here. It still works. Now, the Ultra, on the other hand, still sticking with software user experience here. So the Ultra, on the other hand, is running One UI, and it's not as restricted as the iPhone is here, right? If anything, it is the king of customization. I mean, it's so amazing when it comes down to customization. You get a ton of multitasking features with that as well, and none of these exist on the iPhone. You have Samsung DeX also, which offers you a desktop experience from your phone. To those of you who are not familiar, you have way more freedom with layouts and widgets and things like that. It's just super flexible overall. AI on the Galaxy S25 Ultra is definitely way ahead of that of the iPhone. And actually, it very much matters here for real life use. There's so many things that I'm able to do on my Galaxy S25 Ultra here that the iPhone wouldn't even dream of doing. And here's another feature, by the way, that is not available on the iPhone. It is, of course, the S Pen or the stylus. It's still one of the Ultra's biggest flexes. It is fantastic for productivity, note-taking, photo editing, even video editing, signing documents. It truly enhances your user experience. Now, for this category, I'm gonna go ahead and keep my verdict, pretty simple. The S25 Ultra here takes power and performance. Not because it's more powerful than the 17 Pro Max, but simply because it offers a much more comprehensive package. It is packed with a ton of power, and with that, you do have the ability to do a ton with it, whereas the 17 Pro Max certainly has a bit more power than this, but you are restricted with what you can do with that power. Anyways, moving on to camera now. What we have here are, some upgrades on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. All three lenses are 48 megapixel, the main camera, The improved ultra wide and the new telephoto, deliver very sharp and as always natural looking photos with balanced dynamic range. It's impressive even in low light, right? And on top of that, we do have that optical 4x zoom here that just delivers super sharp images. As far as video goes, it's definitely pro level, something that we all expect from the Pro series of the iPhones. You get buttery smooth stabilization, natural tones, accurate highlights, and of course you do have that support for ProRes RAW. The S25 Ultra, as always, pushes for more contrast and pop, and to a certain extent even overly aggressive HDR, right? To those of you familiar with this. It's very rich, right? Rich contrast with, that strong dynamic range, plus the improved ultra wide as well. You get a whopping 200 megapixel zoom lens here, and a 10 megapixel telephoto, and a 50 megapixel periscope telephoto, and another 50 ultra wide. So you get 4 camera lenses on the back here, and that 200 megapixel zoom it's bananas. It's just insane. You're gonna get clean 10x optical zoom and surprisingly usable shots, even at 30x plus. The S25 Ultra handles 4K and beyond with solid stabilization, vibrant color science, and plenty of flexibility for frame rates and pro settings as well. So for my verdict, when it comes down to cameras here, I'm gonna say the iPhone definitely wins when it comes down to videos specifically. I mean, nothing touches this guy when it comes down to videos. But when it comes down to photos, I'm gonna give it to the S25 Ultra. Remember, this could be to a certain extent subjective, but they're so good. They're both so good, and the Ultra is just so good with photos. Let's go ahead and move on to battery life here. Starting off with the 17 Pro Max, you get a 5088 milliamp hour that can do 50% in 20 minutes. That's for charging. So 50% in 20 minutes, which is so good, it's insane. Or with a 25 watt wireless MagSafe or Qi 2 will do 50% in 30 minutes. The Galaxy S25 Ultra is loaded with a 5000 milliamp hour that will do 65% in 30 minutes, along with a fast charging of 45 watt wired or 15 watt wireless with Qi 2. So for my verdict here, the iPhone is going to take the battery category here. It's a slightly larger battery. It definitely lasts longer than the S25 Ultra here. Now, who wins here overall? Well, if you remember at the beginning of the video, I said that this was not a 1-to-1 type of comparison, right? So it might even play with what ecosystem you are in, what you're looking for, what you're going to be doing with the phone and things like that. All of that is going to play into which one wins for you. Now, with that being said, the iPhone will offer you slightly better thermals, balanced color science, battery endurance, video, ecosystem that is pretty solid, as I mentioned, and more. The Galaxy S25 Ultra will give you a premium build, an extreme zoom, next level flexibility and customization and performance, a stylus, and top tier display, and even more. Now, the iPhone has certainly closed the gap. It's pretty close. In fact, I'm gonna say it's the closest iPhone to almost dethrone the Ultra in years, but still, the Galaxy S25 Ultra here certainly wins in my book. And what it comes down to is, what do you value more? That is one of the questions that you need to wrestle with before you pull the trigger here. Figure out what you want to do with the phone, right? And you'll be able to determine which one of these two will offer you more in order to complete those. I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. Let me know what any questions you may have in the comment section. Is there one that you prefer? I'm pretty sure this is going to spark some, great conversations in the comment section there. So I'm going to catch you in the comment section like I always do. Make sure to like this video, share if you know anyone who will be interested. Make sure, of course, to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm going to catch you in the comment section like I mentioned already. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.